Welcome to a Corporate Time with Tom and Dan. I'm Tom.
I'm Robot Dan.
He's back.
Yeah, I'm back, baby. Hold on. Let me see if this thing. I gotta bend over to get this thing. Hold on. Let me see if I can do this. There we go. Robot Dan in here.
One day off, back to work.
Yeah, one day off. My eyes are not working. I had an allergic reaction to my, apparently to my, well, maybe not an allergic reaction, but I had a reaction to the anesthesia.
Yeah.
And it made.
You're so high that your eyes don't work.
It made them water for like 12 hours straight. Like my eyes were crying to the point where they stopped. They didn't have any water left in them.
You make my eyes rain.
It was the worst. Like I told Andrea, I go, I can take any level of pain because I've had the extreme pain. But I would go, this is going to drive me insane. I go, this is going to kill me because I'm not going to be able to see again.
So Paul Williams is here. How you doing, Paul?
Hey.
Good to see you, buddy.
Paul's here because
happy marriage.
Thank
this
you.
dude's freshly married.
Yeah.
Come on now.
Congratulations.
Congrats.
The rubber
there
ring.
It is. Rubber ring. That's the way you do it.
And we had a meeting about Sofas and Suds and Beerfest coming in November.
Different events, yeah.
If you want to sign up for Sofas and Suds, send us an email. Anyway.
Yeah, if you got a couch, we'll put you in now. Let's do it.
But before we talk about all that, it's Daniel's first day back.
Yeah.
How was it? Or walk us through a little bit.
I can take you through it. I don't understand.
Scooter us through it.
Well, I don't understand why I had to be up at 5 a.m.
You do have a bright pink walker right next to you. And then when you came in, Andrew was helping you. You came walking in.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, it makes sense. And then I heard your bone split.
I got a whole
I do have a
tail.
question about that thing.
Yeah, please.
Is it broken? It doesn't have the tennis balls on the end of it.
No, these are like little ski slides on the bottom.
Do you need me to get you some tennis balls?
You know, the tennis ball, they don't run those anymore. A lot of people don't like the running of the tennis balls anymore.
Wheels. Which, if before you put the tennis balls on there, I would have just been like, why don't you just put wheels to begin with?
Well, it's too slippy. They have double wheels. My wife borrowed me one that I nicknamed the Big Ralphie because it's humongous. It's for a man the size of Ralphie May.
Yeah.
God bless him. He's gone, but not forgotten. Yeah. But she had this. It's as wide as the special seats at the doctor. On the front, it has dually wheels. You see, I'm running a thin wheel there.
Yeah.
On my big Ralphie, it's got dually wheels.
Oh yeah, that's a real man.
And then on the back, it's
like a pneumatic tire.
Yeah, it's got the double where I can pull a fifth wheel. Yeah, I could pull a fifth wheel trailer with it. So she borrowed that from some fat ass listener of ours. And I'm like, how am I going to? It weighs 75 pounds. I was like, this weighs more than I weigh. I can't use this. So we had to go to Walgreens. She ordered one that was red at Walgreens. And when she went to pick it up, my daughter took it out of the box, and it's pink with red flames. There's red flames on the front. Like, I don't know who assembled that.
That's hot.
But it's pink with red flames. It works. It's fine. I don't know why I had to be there at 5 a.m. if my surgery was at 9 a.m. I was up at 4.
Yeah.
At surgery at 5.
So Andrew was giving us, me and Crystal, the text message, basically play-by-play of what's going on. So she told us early in the morning, like 6, they just took him back, right?
Yeah.
So and I know that when they just take you back, they take you to a different room. They give you the propofol.
I think they take you to a different room and they disrobe you and start snapping Instagram photos of your penis. That's what I think they do.
Likely.
Yeah. So
you got some blackmail coming.
So they give you some pills, and then for this, the anesthesia I was going to get, and you and I had some questions about this, is a spinal anesthesia and propofol.
So, that propofol puts you to sleep, but they gave you a spinal block, right?
They called it a spinal anesthesia. That's what they called it.
Oh, similar to what you get when you're
giving birth.
Yeah.
I guess.
What's that called?
Epidural?
Epidural,
yeah. But it wasn't that. He never said epidural. He said spinal anesthesia.
Okay, so...
And then I don't think this guy liked me. He had an American flag do-rag on, and I said... I make jokes, right? I make jokes. So when I saw him, I'm like, thank God they got a Patriot on my gas. I think that's a funny joke. I think that's a funny joke. See, Paul laughed.
That's funny.
I thought you gave him the
this ain't no flag. It's a flag, and you better.
You never wear it on your hair.
Do you know that song from Charlie Daniels?
Yes, I've heard it.
This ain't no rag. It's a flag, and you don't wear it on your head.
I thought you did that to him.
No, I did not. I said, well, thank God.
Are you sure?
I looked at him. I said, thank God we got a Patriot on the gas. No one laughed, especially him.
How could no one laugh at that?
No one laughed. And then
those anesthesiologists, they all on the spectrum.
dead behind the eyes.
Yeah.
Like this guy was a shark. He was an anesthesia shark.
If you held up a chainsaw, he'll laugh. They think that's funny.
They do think that's funny. You start dancing around, yelling comedies back. So I looked at him and I'm like, oh, okay. So he's like, I got some questions I got to ask you. So he's like, do you smoke? I'm like, nope. He goes, even marijuana? And I go, I do smoke marijuana. And he's like, oh, well, we're going to have to get off of that stuff and get you healed up. You know, you're getting a hip replacement. We have to get off that stuff.
Well, get off it. You're
and he started giving me a whole lecture about my weed. And then I have a theory. It took me a long while to get out of there and to wake up. I think, and I've always heard this, I think these anesthesiologists have the dead behind the eyes. He's, this one, I thought he was a good patriot. You know, I thought he was one of the good Americans, but I think he dosed me up more because they think that if you use a lot of marijuana, that
the anesthesia doesn't work as well.
Doesn't work as well. I've always heard that. Oh, yeah, don't tell them that. They're going to give you too much.
But that's if you're like Bob Marley.
I'm not Bob Marley.
Isn't that what you want, though?
Yes.
You don't want too little.
No, you don't want too little.
You don't want to wake up during your hip surgery.
But I will say, I was there from 4 a.m.
Yeah, but too much.
7 p.m. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I was there the whole time.
Too much, you get the Jackson.
Yeah, you will. Yeah, you will.
Well, that's only if your anesthesiologist is watching TV.
What's he watching?
That's what he's doing.
That's
He's like, oh, he's dead.
Ninja Warrior replays.
Oh, dead.
That's the worst thing.
They killed Michael Jackson.
So he's in there watching Saw 2.
Yeah. I mean, that's like, so I don't know. I just thought he gassed me up a little too much. And all in all, I will say I'm okay. During the surgery, though, the doctor, he said everything went really, really well until they set me. And then I guess they do a thing called a trial where everybody comes in and kind of looks at what they've done. And they were pretty pumped. They're like, this is great. We did it.
What do you mean everybody? They're calling in.
Well, they had other doctors and nurses on
receptionist.
staff. You know,
So is there any chance?
Yeah, the Stuff the Magic Dragon for the magic was in there.
Is there any chance that you got like something fused and you're gonna walk out to the basketball court and be able to jump up and dunk the basketball? You sure?
Oh,
I watched Rookie of the Year the other day.
No. Everybody's been saying that. No. Nothing.
What if you get
like
one strong leg? And then we're or like you could kick anything?
Yeah, you kick a car down the street.
Yeah. No, right now I have very little strength in that leg. But I will say that, like, after everything was done, they're trying to wake me up. See, I have a low resting heart rate naturally.
Yeah?
And they say it's from just genetics and also from drumming. There's been, like, these weird studies that of something where, like, drummers seem to have, like, lower resting heart rates. So they gave me this propofol. I'm coming too, but man, it felt good. Like I remember sitting in the
what's
bed.
your resting heart rate?
My resting heart rate, if I'm like just normal, is like maybe like 60.
Okay. Yeah,
I can get to 55, 52. Sometimes when I'm in the bed sleeping, I get to like 52. Well, I was hitting the 40 something, and the nurses.
My run's a natural 100.
Yeah. Andrea's hot. Like Andrea's like Andrea's a 90.
Yeah,
and I'm like, yeah, she's like a sprinkler. And I'm literally like dead, you know, like, so like it got down to like 40 and they're like, sir, wake up. I'm like, so apparently they kept yelling at me to wake up. Apparently while I was under the propofol, I looked at them and I said, can I have the best goddamn sleep of my life? I yelled that.
Andrew will say, okay, so I'll give you my point of view. So Andrew's like, they took him back. So I look at the clock. I'm like, all right, 6 a.m. And then I've experienced this before with other family members and people that I know getting surgery.
Yeah.
And it's always the loved ones like, oh, they took him back. And then it's just like, all right, then you wait, right?
Right.
And then, but there is a point where, like, you go about your day or whatever, then you look up, it's like 1 p.m., haven't heard anything, then you're like, oh, dead.
Yeah, I do that.
Because
you're like, I do that.
Why is it, like, some complications happen?
I did that with the surgery, like sitting in my chair. You'll wake up and you'll be like, what time is it? You have your watch on, you look at it, 3, and you're like, oh, I'm dead. Yeah, you will. You'll be like, at least I did. I was like, well, this is wild.
So it did take a little longer than I thought because I thought they were going to knock it out quick.
I told you I was bad. Like the doctor said this is one of the worst, if not the worst he'd ever seen arthritis-wise. And apparently when I was born, I was correct in my thinking that when I was born premature that my pelvis was rotated, I guess, inward. And
We don't.
You got an
we don't
inward
say that.
pelvis?
Yeah, I got an inward pelvis. But you could just
Does it make you better at dancing?
You could just call my pelvis your bro.
I got Paul with that one.
Yeah, see, the anesthesiologist, he was having none of this. But I think these are all quality jokes. So he was like, he got in there with a chisel, like a hand chisel. He's chiseling out this area, you know.
I just picture him like in a cave.
Yeah.
Mining diamonds.
It's like Leonardo da Vinci.
Isn't there a better way?
There's got to be. You would think.
You got a chisel?
Well, they use this.
They have Dremels for.
Yeah, they use a
Christ's
Dremel.
sake.
They use a Dremel, but he had to get in there by hand. You know,
Oh.
It's almost like your dentist. He does some of it, you know, on the bottom. He'll do it with the regular thing, but then sometimes he'll get the scraper. He's really get in there.
He's just
Scrape
like,
your plaque.
Yeah, you're like, are you, doing a sculpture of some sort? Like,
Yeah. I mean, but
I hope he chiseled a wiener on your femur.
He could have signed my uterus. I don't know. So he puts the ball in there. He gets me in the trial position. He sets me, and then they hear a noise, and then he's like, "Oh no!" And then when they go and look at it, there's a hairline fracture in the bone. So he took. So what he did is it rather than hoping for the best of me, like returning in a little bit sooner, I'm gonna have to go the full 4. And then 2 other weeks with a cane.
Yeah, because even if you fracture your femur, I mean, that's a serious.
Well, it's not fractured. It's not considered a fracture.
Okay.
It is like I guess technically a hairline.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
it's not considered like a fracture. So he wired it up, and he put it back in place, and here I am. So
So the wires stay.
I would imagine so. Yeah. I mean, I didn't ask, but yeah, I think they stay in there.
Sometimes
I think those are my wires for good.
They use someone's a dissolve or something like. I
don't know.
I know so Andrea showed me 2 pictures. She showed me the X-ray of your new hip, and you see a metal. Essentially the top of your femur is now metal, and then where your femur goes into your hip.
It's kind of wild. It's one of those things I don't like looking at, to tell you the truth.
And
Yeah,
then-
I could see that.
Yeah, I'm kind of like, I got to get used to it, I think.
And she showed me a picture that they took of your actual femur bone, the bone that they basically chopped the top of your femur off.
Yeah.
And
I got to tread lightly on this. I get a little nauseous talking about it.
It was like as smooth as a cue ball.
Yeah, it was as smooth as Jim Colbert's head. That's what everybody said.
And it's not supposed to be
The
that
doctor
smooth.
yelled that,
Yeah,
and I could hear it. He goes, "This is as smooth as Jim Colbert's head."
So,
Will I set off metal detectors now? The chat room is asking.
Yeah, you
Yes,
will.
I will. Yes, I will.
You'll have
pretty
to,
awesome.
So
It
when
is
you
pretty
fly,
awesome. I can bring a big fat vape rig into the arena now. I can take any vape rig I want into the arena now because I have a card that's signed by my doctor and has his phone number on it. And it's like, you got a problem? Call this surgeon.
Dude, just do the other. Just pull your pants down and be like,
That's called the Mike Busey. Mike Busey will just pull his pants down anywhere, and then
So-
they'll ask him to leave.
So Andrea
Yeah.
did say, like, she was like, all right, he's back from surgery, everything
Yeah.
went fine. There was a hairline fracture in her
Yeah.
femur, and I'm like, oh,
Yeah,
that's
I figured
gonna
you'd
hurt.
be like, well, that's the end of him.
And
I figured once you heard
like,
that,
he'll never come back from that.
that is what I thought with him because like
Yeah.
he's
I'm
Oh,
surprised
no,
you're
seriously?
here today.
yeah.
yeah. Even when you said you're coming in today, I was like, no way.
Yeah, he's dead
I was like-
already. Who's texting for him?
Yeah.
are there any plans for
Yeah,
the
yeah,
service?
Who did you think was texting,
Yeah.
pretending to be me? While I was
That's
dead?
like that guy out in Utah.
Yeah.
I just saw the documentary. I forgot his name. Anyway,
And they don't give you any pain pills. They give you tramadol, which is
That's what
I
Lena
almost,
was taking.
I almost said the S word.
They give that to my
it's
dog.
nothing. It's literally nothing. It does nothing. It does nothing.
Really?
And I hope you're happy. All you roofing, all you pain pill addicted hillbillies that ruined it for all of us that can keep ourselves between the line.
Yeah.
I hope you're happy.
Did you know?
I hope every
saw-
day when you wake up and think about your addiction, I hope it haunts you until the end of time.
I read a stat the other day that when at the height of the pill mill
now,
stuff,
obviously, I'm joking.
90% of the pills doled out were from Florida. 90%.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
And if you look even further in there, like almost all of it was like all cottons. What kind of cottons do you want?
Yeah. Have you watched that painkiller documentary?
I have a bit of it, yeah.
The Netflix one? It's really good.
It's really good
yeah.
and sad.
But
it's real sad.
But now they gave Daniel essentially what they gave Lena at the end of her life, which is
and this guy's like a beautiful,
non-addictive tramadol's nothing.
He's a beautiful, like really good-looking, in-shape surfer soccer player surgeon, like with extremely high ratings, and he's like, you can tell this guy's like Mr. Fit, and I don't know if he gives the big jug of pain pills. I don't know if that's his way. Yeah, if you know what I mean. You know what I mean?
Well, plus the magic.
I needed a big
doctor.
fat Andy Reid doctor to hand me the pain pill. You know
so
what
what did they say to you when they said we're just not going to give you any pain pills?
I didn't ask. I might shoot a text today and be like, "Hey, not for nothing.
Yeah.
But I kind of wanted
your boy's in pain.
Everybody, when you're in pain, like what I like, I don't know if anybody like. I speak freely about it. You know,
yeah,
like
sure.
some people they think it's a stigma or something. I like to get that good pain pill blast you get. Where you're like, whoa, where the hell am I? And then you can get back to work.
Yeah.
I like that. I don't like just feeling
that stuff makes my skin itch.
Yeah, I like that.
Every time I've ever done, every time I've ever had
you're itching.
Yeah,
and you're like,
I feel like I'm trying to crawl out of my own body.
I can't do. It's been weeks.
Yeah, that was hard too. Getting down on the toilet's the hardest. Getting in the bed is the hardest thing. Everything else is fine.
Yeah.
Using the walker, that's fine. Walking around here, peeing, that's fine. All that's fine. Getting in the bed,
I come over and just transfer you.
I think you can't because these legs bend too weird. I got to do it myself.
So
yeah, it's weird.
Yes, you took a long time to come out of the anesthesia, and even Andrea was telling me at the surgery,
yelling at me like, "Wake up, sir! Wake up!"
At the surgery center, she was like, he can't get awake," and it was hours, like
he's milking it.
And
I honestly, and my eyes kept watering, and I couldn't wake up. And the lady was yelling, she's like, "Your heart rate's too low. You need to breathe." And I'm like, just let me die. I feel so good right now. Just let me die.
I would have told him, like, he wants to die.
It's time. It's time.
He can't
hold
get
my
through
hand.
These are my wishes.
Take one of those weird photos that people do when their grandma dies. Where's your hand with your grandma's hand?
Yeah.
Don't take those. Stop taking those photos.
Or the ones where you like actually get a selfie with them, like, right at the end.
But you gauze it out.
It's do you think that person wants that picture on the internet?
No.
No.
But the best thing you could do, you know what I usually do for my grandma? I don't want people seeing her face. I put an eggplant emoji over it to cover it up.
Yeah, there you go.
That's fine. You could do that.
Quit
they
taking
didn't like
pictures.
any of my jokes. See, I'm doing jokes now. I was doing jokes right out of surgery. I'm doing jokes. Yeah. For some reason, right out of surgery, I also started defending my Tesla to everyone around me. Like, I was like, I'm not a Nazi. I did.
It's just an electric car, man.
Seriously, I'm just telling you guys what happened.
Are you sure you're not a Nazi?
And Andrea's like, shut up. And I'm like, it's fine. I'm not a Nazi, but I was like, I really do love the car. And Andrea was telling I was offered people test drives. I was like, you want to take it around?
Yeah, go ahead. Get a whip.
Andrea's like, it's not here. What are you doing? Shut up.
It is weird that people go through that small amount of time where they're coming out of anesthesia.
It's the best feeling.
Where they can talk coherently, but they have no recollection, and they're a different person. Like, you're talking with no barrier.
Yeah.
It's like, what part of the anesthesia is making this? And it's like, you're not a totally different person, but you have no filter whatsoever.
I started doing you. I started telling the nurse, who is like an attractive, like tattooed nurse with like cool nails, which does amp your anxiety a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, I was hoping to get like some of the old, the standard issue nurses. I didn't get that. I got like the hot tattooed nurse.
Yeah.
So like immediately coming to, I'm like immediately walking in, I'm like, the scumbags are together. Look at us. Like I'm trying to make a rapport.
Yeah, how'd that go?
Great. She followed me on Instagram.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I got a new friend now.
Yeah.
Her and her husband.
So based on what the doctor says,
making friends in the ER.
Yeah, that's a
like,
good spot.
You had your hips were positioned a certain way that made them wear out faster. That obviously have been giving you problems like since you were born. And then you couldn't move your legs a certain way, and like you couldn't essentially pigeon toe because your legs didn't move that way.
I can't do pizza French fries.
So I've
never been able to do that.
When this is
or touch my heels.
That's a tough one for me too. But
heels to butt, like a knee board position. That flexibility that your hips allow you to rest it's almost like some people use it in yoga as almost like you can use it to relax. I've never been able to put heels to butt ever. Never been able to do that. So
is that something you're going to be able to do now?
When I'm fully healed with like training, possibly. Like he said, I will get motion I've never had before. He's like, you have life-changing motion now.
Yeah.
He's
awesome.
like, is this going to be hard to get you up and running? He's like, that depends on your positivity. You know,
Yeah.
He kind of gives me one of those. And I'm real positive about it. I'm doing everything that I'm said. Every pill is taken at the right time. I've given myself to Andrea, my wife. Like, I just say, you tell me what to do. If you see me doing something, just slap my hand.
Here's what I recommend.
Yeah.
If you start feeling down, start watching Rocky movies.
Okay.
Always works, man.
I like that. No.
You
'Cause
need
it
some
is a little-
motivation, dude. You need to watch some. You need to watch some. Training montages. Get the music. Get the Eye of the Tiger.
And the last
get it
weird
going.
You want me to
dude.
get you a chicken to chase?
Yeah, there you go.
Can't chase him.
I can
It'll
throw
sit
it
in my
in
lap.
there. You can
I will
chase
say
the
my
chicken.
dog, Dansby.
You could be his Mick.
Dansby, the white West Highland Terrier, has been crazy protective of me. He will
Okay.
not leave my side. Like, very upset that I'm here today. Like, he just sits next to me like a guard dog.
If you think
He
he'll-
sits like he would have laid on my grave like one of the military.
gonna
He
ask
would.
you, were you laying on your
100%
grave
he would have done
dying?
it. 100% he would have done it. Like he started growling and biting at Andrea, like because she wouldn't put him in the bed with me. And he's like, he's little. He's like, give me, like, put me in the bed. Like, he put me in the bed, and he'll go and he'll just sit like right next to me, like, this is my dad.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So
It feels very stolen valor though, because I thought those were
Yeah.
supposed to just be military dogs.
they also said you can't drive, but did you tell them that your car can drive for you? Because I thought about that. I was
when I was defending the Tesla.
and I know they're gonna say like, oh, no, that's still because you're in control. You need to be able to take over. And I'm just like, yeah, but that's what they don't know.
Whatever.
Drive
I could use
fine.
my left foot on the brake.
Yeah.
Old people have been doing that for decades in Florida, right?
Elon said I could.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I feel and you got one good foot. That's all you need.
Yeah, that is all you need. But I would say, all in all, it's pretty damn aggressive, but not as bad as I thought. And I certainly feel better here being able to talk to you guys.
Yeah.
Makes me feel better. But yeah, I'm just tired. It's a
Yeah.
lot. It beats you up pretty bad.
So you have that walker for
4 weeks.
you'll be able to. I think that's what they say in general, but I bet you a week later you'll be off that.
Yeah, I'm
You
like,
know.
well, you can't.
You don't want to screw with that hairline fracture.
Yeah, that's the problem. The,
Yeah.
the,
Oh, it's
the
a
one
fracture.
thing with
Okay,
him
yeah.
is he's like, I had it where you would have been in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
He's like, I would have said, don't worry about the walker. But he's like, because you have that hairline, I need it to heal more. And he's like, it will heal. He's like, I know you're going to hate this, but you just have to carry the walker with you just in case. I'm like, I'll do it. I'll just do it. Why not?
I played golf with a dude that had a hip replacement a couple years ago, and he was playing golf like 5 days after his hip replacement. I was like,
Louise.
"Is this? Are you sure this is okay?"
Yeah.
He's like, "Eh," and I was like, "Eh."
Yeah.
He's like, "I'm not in pain," so I was like,
yeah.
"Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's
You're-
that guy's kind of like me. As
your body, your choice."
whatever the doctor says, I'm like, he's being conservative. I could do 1/4 of the time you're saying.
Overachiever.
But not even that. But and then I'll end up hurting myself worse. Or like, they're like, why?
Get a full whole body, lower body replacement.
Well, like the frustrating part in getting out was that I would stand up because they make you. They're real big on like you walked in here, you're gonna walk out. That's the thing
Yeah.
you keep. Kind of like your Rocky analogy. It's
Yeah.
like you're right. And we can end on this note because I thought this was kind of interesting. But they would you're gonna walk out of here, okay? So you'd get on your walker and you'd stand up, and then you're hooked up to everything, and then your blood pressure would raise. Well, for me, and I had to explain this to them. I was like, I'm so nervous about not getting out of here because at one point they were like, oh man, if he keeps being so groggy, we're gonna have to take him over to the hospital.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh no, I don't want that to happen. Well, you can pretty much, you know me better than almost anybody. You can pretty much guarantee that when I heard that, the beeper just goes ding, because I was already getting anxiety for having to stay in there.
Yeah.
So I had to sit there and almost control my anxiety to get out of the hospital because it had nothing to do with my blood pressure or my
Yeah.
stomach or anything. It was more just my own
nervousness.
yeah, my nervousness, so I
Yeah.
had to just sit there and try to fully control it, and that was really hard. Really, really hard.
Yeah, because they're just looking at stats, and they're like, well, if as long as his blood pressure's here and his heart rate's here, then we can release him. If it's not, then you have to go to some different protocol.
Rules are rules. I get it. Yeah, I get it.
Pain in the ass.
But not that bad. So I'm here, and
I
mean, not bad.
I know a lot of people have gotten this procedure or are looking to get it, so it's. I bet it's interesting to them to hear your first-hand.
Yeah, I mean, it's not what I wanted to do. I don't think anybody would want to do this. I don't think anybody chooses to do this. But if you're in as much pain as I was in, you'll do whatever you can to try to get out of it. So yeah, if anybody has any questions, email me and I'll try to do my best to reply to you.
So, Paul, I know we got Pints-N-Paws coming up March 29th.
We do.
And you can get your tickets. It's a free event if you don't want to participate in the actual Beerfest.
Yep.
There's over 100+ breweries and alcohol being served. So
lots of THC seltzers out there this year too.
Yeah. That's a huge thing.
Do you have one that you like the most, or do you have one that?
So there's one that that I like called Canna.
Yeah.
And there's this one called Flora. I like those two the best.
And you can sample all those because Pints-N-Paws is a beer fest, which I feel, and we did this last year, but every time I look at the number you guys raised, and I'm like, there are, I see like charity events and people are like, we raised $12,000. Everyone's like, yay!
Oh, you're making them feel really bad right
No,
now.
I'm just saying, but that's awesome. Yeah. And then we do that too.
Is it? Because I thought you were telling a story about how not awesome it is.
No, when we raise over $10,000, I'm super happy. I'm like, wow, that's a lot. It is a lot of money.
Yeah.
But last year you guys raised $128,000 for local pet rescues in Sandford, and that's just 1 year.
1 year.
And
we will eclipse $1 million raised total over the 13 years this year.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
And so just get your VIP tickets. And by the way, you can go to pints-n-paws.com. Easiest way to get your tickets. I'd get the early VIP. It's only $90. And that comes with a pint glass, a T-shirt. It comes with the AC, private lounge.
There'll be food in there with
you gonna use the
liquor.
bathrooms again?
So we're what we're doing this year for it is we're doing the venue room at West End.
Nice.
Is the VIP lounge. You can go in there and there'll be like different food from a whole bunch of different vendors. There'll be liquor. You can go in there and cool off and use the nice bathrooms. So that's our new VIP. We did the VIP different this year.
Awesome. So. And we also and there's also general admission tickets as well. It's
one of the best
live
events.
Music. And vendors, food trucks.
Yeah.
Bring your pets, pet friendly.
Yeah, no, you're encouraged to bring your pets as long as they're not cantankerous.
That's an underutilized word.
It is. I love that's one of my favorites.
Yeah, I wouldn't bring Dansby. Like he's a great boy, but he's a little loud. So I wouldn't.
It's just
bring
like
him.
your buddy that you can't bring to the bar.
Correct.
So.
Yeah.
But I'm starting to see people like kind of bend these rules. And guys, just so you know, if you bring your bad dog to these type of events, we don't get our dogs at any bars.
Yeah.
And it happens.
Yeah. It does.
It happens a lot. So stop doing it.
Lena used to bite every other dog. Yeah. Bit Isley one time.
Yeah, she bit my dog.
In the face. Bit my niece in the face.
What do you normally
She
do?
was on Terminal too.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry. So
I'm gonna bite your niece in the face.
We've had to tell some bad dogs to go home. In the past, so
that's unfortunate,
it happens.
right? Like an awkward.
I think some people come out there, they don't know. Maybe it's their first time going to an event with their dog, and they'll be like, "Oh man, I guess I'm gonna take this guy home, and I'll be back in a little while." That happens.
So, live music, anything else going on at Pints-N-Paws, that we want to mention?
Yeah, there'll be a ton of food trucks, so lots of stuff to eat. Live music all day. That's something we haven't had a stage in the past few years. We re-added the stage. That way when the beer festival ends at 4, the beer sampling's from noon to 4, and then the party still goes from 4 to 7. There'll be just bands going on, and you can just enjoy the streets. So should be nice weather.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
It's been beautiful outside recently.
man, it's perfect right now.
Yeah,
Haven't noticed. I've been inside.
You know?
Yeah.
You're missing the good weather.
Yeah, I heard.
Only in Florida, you wake up, it's 47 outside, and then by 1 o'clock,
80.
Yeah.
80 hot.
Yeah, real hot.
Yeah, and it's like, God.
But like right now, it's that 80 with no humidity, which is like
it is nice.
dream weather.
It's beautiful. It's like our little slice of California. It
Yeah,
feels like,
it is.
So let's talk about the St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. So that's this Saturday. St. Patrick's proper is on Monday, but we're doing our festival Saturday. It's we're doing wrestling this year. We're calling it the Shamrock Shakedown. We got a wrestling show planned. We got bagpipers coming out. We got
people?
bands all day. No little people, regular sized people.
You know, I was booked for the show. I was booked for the show, but because of the
people
injury,
come in
I
all
had to
different sizes, so I'm not sure, but
I had to relinquish
it's
my
not
title.
exclusively little people.
Oh,
so.
okay, all right.
Bands
Florida-
all day, food all day, all the stuff.
So where's the wrestling going to be at?
It'll be in the where the VIP section for Sofas and Suds is in that parking lot.
You should do some bare knuckle boxing because the Irish.
Yeah, that would be good.
Yeah, but little people.
yeah.
I wonder if people still do that. Yeah, they have to be able to do it in trailer parks now.
Little people bare knuckle would be awesome.
Yeah, it would.
I think there are like small MMA groups that do like bare knuckle.
Sure, you see it on YouTube.
Yeah. And then there's like
Oh, I like that. What's that? It's like a octagon made of particle board that some old man has like at his house, and he's like, "This is where we just fight them out," and then they video it, and it's like not sanctioned, but they're. Do you know what I'm talking about?
I'm gonna go. People say you can't say this word. I'm gonna say it.
Uh-oh.
I think I'm gonna die saying it because gypsies. Gypsies.
Oh,
are
yeah,
so
I think you
bad.
could say that.
Man, that stuff.
I think you could say that.
Yeah,
you're
I was
okay
saying,
with that.
there are some bare knuckle boxing gypsies out there that maybe we can.
I
get
got a
to.
whole load of these gypsy things. So next to Citrus City and Lake Mary, apparently a bunch of gypsies go to the pizza place from time to time.
Pizza gypsies.
And they're
That sounds amazing.
like everyone's so scared to like
they're afraid of the gypsies.
yeah,
Why?
because they put some sort of hex on you. I don't know.
But I heard they're nice people. They're just they just like to scam, right? I heard they're lovely people. But they'll just like use some sort of a card trick to steal all your money. You know what I mean? Like they're the shell game, right?
Yeah.
Shell game.
I saw.
Okay,
it,
I had a
dog
I had a-
racing.
I had
and
a
they got the
girl I
Winnebagos.
dated. I had a girl I dated for a while, and
Okay.
she dated a gypsy.
All right.
And when she got in with the gypsies, they would go around and they would scam elderly people. She would tell. She was very pretty, and she would like scam the old people. She's like, if for $250, me and my gypsy boyfriend will get up on your house. And we'll use this sprayer with this
Like a sealant.
with the sealant, the nanotechnology, and we'll spray your roof and seal it for leaks. Do you want that for $250? And most people would do it. And they'd get up there with the spray bottle of water, and they would scam these people, just spray water all on their roof and say like, "Hey, you got to let it dry fully." And they get the $250. Yeah. So
See,
that's what I've always thought a gypsy is. It's just like
Wow, that's
just like
a good scam.
Just a simple scamming man.
I'm so lazy. I just get up there and walk around because I'm like, they can't see me spraying.
But just in case you don't think they'd be listening for the.
No. They just hear my footsteps. It's like, oh, he sprayed it good up there.
Like, how long what's the appropriate amount of time to spray a roof? How long do you got to, turn it around
I
up
know.
there?
How are you gonna know?
So you want to, because then you smoke some cigarettes up there just to.
Well, that does look like you're working.
Yeah.
If you smell cigarettes, you're like, oh, they must have found a
Oh, yeah,
problem.
they're getting it.
They
Yeah.
must have found a problem.
Because you want to make
That's a
it.
thinking man. You got to get a cigarette because you're thinking.
You were like, oh, he was up there for 3 hours. He must have sprayed it good. Anyway, so Paul.
Oh, yeah, we can't say gypsies. Christine says Europeans use the word gypsy as a racial slur throughout centuries to justify discrimination and persecution of the Roma people.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying.
Who are the Roma people?
What I'm saying is I can.
They make canned
See, you're
tomatoes.
misunderstanding.
Yeah, oh, I love canned tomatoes.
I know what you're saying, but I'm saying I'm just gonna go ahead and say it.
Okay, I'll let Christine know. Yeah. You're saying I don't care what you think.
No, it's not. I apologize, but I just I'm saying no one cares. There's no gypsy out there that's getting offended by it. So no one getting offended.
These are can we say
matter.
the word travelers? That was the one I heard on Ron and Ron.
Yeah.
The travelers. And I had heard they didn't even like being called that.
Yeah.
Like I heard travelers.
Nomads?
I like the G word better.
I like the G word too.
Yeah,
I like the G word better too.
So with the St. Patrick's Day party, when does it start again?
It starts at 4.
All right.
Yeah, it'll be a lot of fun.
And
So family friendly from 4 to 7. Then it's time to get the kiddos home and get a little more fun after that for the adults.
So it goes St. Patrick's Day this weekend, Pints-N-Paws next weekend. Anything else?
No,
going
2
on?
weeks. Two.
Oh yeah, 2 weeks. God.
Yeah.
Yeah. The spring break is throwing me off.
Yeah.
So spring break weekend, or at least Seminole, Orange County spring break. Does Volusia County have spring break?
Yeah,
They
next
do.
week too.
So,
Yeah.
No, it's the same week. Yeah.
We had the same week.
Okay, everybody's the same.
How's Wild West End?
It's going good lately. Also, that courtyard's been popping off a little bit better because Hot Asian Buns opened a couple of weeks ago.
That's yeah.
Bal Buns.
It's been fun. Oh man, they've
Bal
been
Buns.
so busy, just inundated, just
Yeah.
lines and lines and lines and lines of people.
Tons of Instagram content I see of the
Yeah.
people going like, I'm here.
Yeah.
They
So-
do a nice job.
Explain to me what a hot Asian bun is.
So it's a bao bun sandwich. If you're or taco, I guess you would. It's in the shape of a taco. If you know what a bao bun is, it's a pillowy, soft,
Like a
bao.
sweet rice bread.
Yeah, it's a
think.
Yep, that's a good description.
It's like a sweet
Yeah.
rice bread, like very tender and very. Oh, it's delicious.
So they have different, bao tacos. I'll call them tacos because that's what they're shaped like.
We make them at the house because you
Yeah.
can steam those buns and then you just fill.
Yeah,
you
they're
can put
a
whatever you
steamed
want to.
bun. It's pretty. I got to watch them make bao the other day. They make bao on Monday because we're closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. But they make about 2,500 bao buns a week. That's what they're going through right now.
Yeah, they're good. I think you and your boys could get down on some of them. Some of them are spicy. Some of them are
Yeah, they got a pork
savory.
belly one. They have a fried shrimp one. They have a beef like a brisket one. They have vegan chorizo.
And it's not a ton of bread. It's more like it's hard to explain. It's more like just the vessel to hold it in. And
Yep.
it's very satisfying, the bread. And there's a sweetness to the bread
It is.
that is extremely satisfying.
good descriptions.
It's
Yep.
nice. In fact, talking about
And
this,
then
I
their
haven't
French
been
fries.
eating
They have
much.
they
Yeah.
do kimchi French fries that are very good.
I like a meat stuffed in a pastry. I
Yes.
like a meat pastry.
Yes.
Have you ever had a kolache?
No. What
I've
is
had a
that?
kolache.
So it's it's a pastry stuffed with stuff, but lots of times meat. It's a Czech derived food. There's a place that's really famous for them in between Dallas and Austin called the Czech Stop, and when you go, it's right on I-35. When you go there are just lines and lines and lines. It's like it looks like a convenience store, but you'll see like a couple hundred people in line to order. They're just making kolaches like by the thousands there, and the popular ones are like a sausage and like cheddar and jalapeno ones, stuff like that.
The chat room is speaking very highly of kolaches. We're making a lot
Yeah,
of people
kolaches
hungry.
are delicious. They make sweet ones, savory ones. So
Well, let's end with honeymoon, Paul. Where'd you go on your honeymoon?
So we flew into DC. We stayed a few days in DC and did all the the touristy stuff there. Then we drove over to the Virginia mountains in the Shenandoah Valley and did the mountainside cabin with a hot tub with snow and all that stuff and just relaxed.
The mountainside cabin with the hot tub never gets old, man.
No, man, it was like so peaceful. We did only the stuff that we felt like doing.
It
We
looked
slept
great.
a lot. We went and explored some caverns, which was really cool
Or
out
just
there.
talk. Just to lay there and talk
Yeah.
with your new wife
And
or
just
husband.
sit there and hot tub it up and
Yeah, man.
look out over the thing. And it was great. We have 5 kids between the two of us, so having a week with no disturbances, like
5.
yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Big family
Yeah,
now.
yeah.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
a lot
yeah.
going on there.
yeah.
5 is a lie.
You ready
yeah.
for these ages?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
3, 5, 6, 8, 10 right now.
Holy smokes.
The most work.
Yeah.
You just described because the like you don't even have a teen to start taking care of the young ones because that's where they.
No, Sadie does pretty good on that.
Yeah,
she's very
close.
she's very helpy.
Yeah,
You're real
girls.
close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she's awesome.
Girls, if they're all boys, can't do nothing.
And Dallas, he's good. He'll do chores. So
Nice.
It's amazing how much more girls can do.
Yeah.
It's a shame you guys were born so weak because the guys are worthless. The boys
Strong but can't do nothing. Yeah.
They're so
Yeah.
stupid.
Yeah, there's no motivation there.
Yeah. What's that Martha Stewart documentary? I'll talk about it on Friday, but that is nuts.
I haven't seen it yet.
Oh yeah, you should watch it.
No, I haven't seen it. What platform is that
She's
on?
nuts.
It's on Netflix. No,
She's
no,
a strong woman.
no, yeah, she is. She's doing the same things Gordon Ramsay would do, but everybody's like, "What a bitch!"
Yeah.
Like, literally, the talks to the people the same as Gordon Ramsay,
Yeah, she's
and
no
then
different.
we're just like, well, "I can't stand this bitch." Back then, and,
Yeah.
and it's insane what they put her in jail for. Ridiculous. Anyway, this lady could have been. She was at one time the richest woman in America.
that,
She
yeah.
could have been the richest woman in the world eventually, but they put her in jail for obstruction of justice. Some stupid.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, that
Real
was
dumb.
insane. Anyway, so Paul, thanks for coming by.
Yeah, man.
Congratulations
Good time.
again.
Good seeing you, dude.
Appreciate it.
And we'll take a quick. Actually, we'll be back tomorrow.
Yeah, we'll see you guys tomorrow.